Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MCAT Club. This is our weekly call for Monday, April 28, 2014. My name is Don Osborne. I am the host of the MCAT Club. In case you haven't heard before, the MCAT Club is the place to go for up-to-date information about studying for the MCAT, MCAT prep, and I even answer your MCAT-related questions live here on the call. You can find the MCAT Club at youtube.com as well as on Facebook and Twitter, and of course on my main website at INQUARTA.com. Just go to Google, type in INQUARTA.com MCAT Club, and you'll come right up on the page. As a medical school admissions expert and consultant, I work with amazing students like you who really want to get into medical school, but you might be stuck about your certain aspect of your application, worried about your GPA or MCAT score, or you just like to find out ways that you can distinguish yourself and set yourself apart from other applicants to a medical school. I promise I'm the most uplifting and hopeful, most encouraging advisor out there because it's my job to make you a stronger applicant than you can make yourself. Today's topic, it is the end of April, everybody. That means that we are getting ready to apply. That's right. In just a few days, the online AMCAS application will become available. You got to get ready. And so this call will be about preparing for AMCAS. So it's a little off topic to MCAT itself, but we've got to get the MCAS dialed in and ready to go. So here we go. So what will you need in order to work on your AMCAS? Well, you're going to need the following things. Obviously, you'll need your personal statement. You want to have that written by now. You're going to need copies of your transcripts. And you only really need unofficial transcripts for this purpose so that you can do data entry and enter all your grades into the online application. Later on, you'll be sending a request form to submit your transcripts directly to AMCAS, and those will need to be official transcripts, but you can't, medical school, AMCAS won't accept a official transcript directly from you. You got to send it through your registrar. Okay, so in addition to the personal statement and an official copy of your transcript, oh, by the way, that has to be from all the colleges that you've attended. So any class where you got a grade, you got to have a transcript for it. Even if those classes transferred to your matriculating institution, you still have to have a transcript from that old school as well. So if you did some community college stuff or anything, and that got transferred to your main college's transcript, then you need to have that transcript from that old school also. Okay, so you need that. Let's see, if you don't have a list of recommenders yet, obviously you need that. And you need a list of schools that you'll be applying to. You need all your experiences, and you need to know like contact information, phone number stuff, names of the experiences, and then you need to have a short blurb, a little description about the experience, what you learned from it, and so forth. Okay, so that is the big picture, overall picture of what you're going to need before you can start doing data entry. Okay, as I mentioned, the reason why you'll need all this is because when you start the online AMCAS application, you've got to go through the application in steps. So as you complete each piece of the AMCAS, a little bit more will unlock, a little bit more will open itself up, a little bit more will become available to you, and each step of the way, the application becomes more and more available to you. So you'll need all the pieces because you don't know which were going to be asked first, and you don't know what part you're going to need in order to unlock the necessary pieces of the application in order for you to move forward as successfully as you want. Okay, so on May 1st, you're going to want to start doing your data entry, get your AAMC ID, and the key thing here is that you're going to need to enter enough information, biographical and other data, until the AMCAS will let you print out an official transcript request form called the OTR. The OTR is a piece of paper which basically has your AMC ID on it, and it essentially says to the registrar, please send transcripts from this student to this location, and you can carry that, or however you deliver it, to your registrar on May 1st and get them to start sending the transcripts over to AMCAS. And I strongly encourage that you do that early in May because, of course, one of the problems that students bump into would be loss or misplaced transcripts. And since transcripts are still, as of last year, they were being mailed in physical form rather than sent digitally, that's going to be a possible weak spot in your application, so you want to make sure that the transcripts arrive. It's better to do it early than to miss out on an application year because one of your application transcripts got lost. Okay, so send that. If you're in a quandary, like, well, I really want to wait to get my grades for spring semester added into my transcript before I send, that's your quandary, then just remember you want to send it as quickly as you possibly can. Get those grades to post as fast as possible, and then get your OTR over to your colleges just as soon as possible after that. And of course, you need one OTR for each college that you attended. So if you went to 3 colleges, you need 3 OTRs. Okay, so once you have the OTR in hand, then you deliver it to registrars. I'd highly recommend that you ask for a expedited delivery. So if they will send it by Federal Express or another overnight shipping method, I'd pay for that. It's a good idea. Also, if some registrars will let you expedite the copy of the transcript, you can kind of jump ahead of other students if you pay a premium. I do that just to make sure that your transcript gets there as early as possible. Okay, so that's what you need and why you need it. And once you have the official transcript request done, then you come back and you start completing the rest of your AMCAS. You have a little bit of time to do that data entry. But I want you to, early on, I want you to submit the recommender information, because once you get the transcript done and the AMCAS is started, I want you to enter in those recommendation letters so that you can request a recommender packet to be sent to AMCAS as quickly as possible, and you'll need to enter those recommenders before you can do that. So make sure you have that done as quickly as possible, and we're talking like May 4th or 5th at this point. And then you want to pick the schools. If you haven't already, make sure you pick the schools that you'll be applying to, enter all those into the AMCAS, and by now you've got your transcript in, and you've got all your experience descriptions in place, and now everything sort of pauses while you wait for the AMCAS to become available for submission so that you can actually apply to medical schools. Okay, so this is the time where you're going to proofread your AMCAS application. You can turn it into a PDF, you can print it out, you can proofread it. I recommend that you proofread it at least 2 times. 3 times is probably a good idea. And there are some weak points that you really want to make sure you proofread. One of them would be your email address, since AMCAS is going to be communicating to you primarily through the email address that you have on file. You really want to make sure that email address is correct. And I know it may seem strange, but it, believe it or not, I've seen students, they've been typing one email address for nearly 4 years of their college experience, and then on this day it gets a little nervous and they do a typo on their email address. So don't let that happen to you. Make sure you've got a good email address. Also, if you're about to end that program and you might lose that email address over time, make sure you have a second email address in there as a backup plan. You also will be able to, as you make these transitions, you can go back into your AMCAS and you can change things like your permanent mailing address and your email address. You can change those things along the way. So because you can do that, just make sure you keep it up to date. And medical schools do receive all that information as you update it. So proofread it 3 times, have somebody else proofread it for you, make sure there's no obvious typos, set it aside for a few more days, and then come back and proofread it again. So now we're at May 15th or thereabouts, and hopefully you've got some good feedback on your personal statement, you've got some good feedback on your experiences, you've got some great feedback on the rest of your application, and you feel really confident about it. At this point in time, you're pretty much ready to go. And it's a good idea for me to just talk briefly about something called the most meaningful experiences. Of course, as you know, in the last few years in AMCAS, you've been able to submit a maximum of 15 experiences, and of those experiences, 3 of them can be identified as your most meaningful. Now, you don't have to have 15 experiences. In fact, if you don't have 15 experiences, I'd rather you do fewer experiences that have to be great experiences than try to stuff your application with just a bunch of stuff about weak affiliations or weak memberships to programs or clubs on campus that you never really went to. So instead of that, just put your strong experiences into your AMCAS. Take the time to differentiate, distinguish yourself by the quality of your descriptions. And then for the most meaningful, if you have 2 or 1 even, that's fine. I don't think that you should force trying to put 3 experiences and declare them to be most meaningful, even when they're not particularly that exciting to you. So 1 or 2 is fine, but take the time to work out a good description for the most meaningful experiences so that you can emphasize why it was a good experience for you and why you think it was particularly meaningful to your career path in medicine, if that makes sense, or for your overall goals and professional career path in life. So feel free to speak about those issues. And then you're basically set up, you're ready to go. And as soon as the online AMCAS application becomes available for submission, you submit it with the money piece, and pretty soon you'll start getting secondaries and you'll be along your way. Okay, so a couple other pieces that I want you guys to be aware of. First, it's not unusual for AMCAS to delay the opening of the AMCAS application in early May. Some days it slips a little bit here and there depending on how much time they need for any programming changes they're doing for the online web-based application. And also the same thing with the June date. So June 1st is when they're supposed to typically make it available, but it might slip a few days here and there, just depending on programming problems, any bugs they're trying to work out at the last minute. All right, so if you have any questions on that, I hope that you'll reach out to me. If you like this video, please give it the old thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe. Let's see, the subscription box I think is right here, if I'm not mistaken. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll continue sending you up-to-date emails, or up-to-date videos, I mean, on both the MCAT and on the medical school application process. And I'd love to get your comments, so if you have anything, questions or concerns, things you want to add or contribute to this about your experiences with the MCAS, I'd love to hear that. Go ahead and use the comment section below. And that wraps us up for the online MCAS application conversation today. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.